Well.
I know, another. It's usually on a Sunday we do this, Mick.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everyone, in chat. Welcome to the first ever takeover. Good evening, Net Reality. Net Reality's out of bed.
Did he stop playing his game?
I don't know what game he plays in bed. I've never really asked him. Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Hey up, me duck. We ought to do a shout down the chat. We nearly didn't make it. I think we've got root trouble, or router if you're in America.
Yeah, Mick left me on my own. I'm like, help!
Tom DJ.
Wheels of steel.
Have you got your pods ready?
My pods? Yeah, I've got loads of pods.
Yeah. For the
all disposable.
Yeah.
All disposable.
I'm becoming a fan of the disposable pod.
A lot of people, do you know, I see them more and more round and about.
Brian Ferry. Avalon. I wonder if we've got anybody in chat that likes music.
Don't here to see you, Mick. Your good looks.
Oh, yeah. I wish I had a beard like Blazing Vape.
It's fake.
Is it?
Yeah, you can buy it from Pound Shop.
Oh, yeah. I'll get one. Oh, to be sure. Okay. Hello.
Oh, welcome into the hall.
Hello. That was a nice
Hello, Mother.
buzz.
Can you see me?
Hello and good evening, everyone. We've got our radio voices on tonight.
Good evening.
Good evening and welcome to the takeover, the 510 connection takeover. We've stolen the keys and we're here for less than an hour now because I've got internet trouble. It's just what you need is internet trouble. But life wouldn't be life, would it, without some mistakes? Anyway, good evening, Superior Vapor of the Year, probably this year, and DJ Extraordinaire, BennyVapes.
You can't be talking to me because I'm not even been nominated, mate, so... You can't be talking about me.
Why not? I hear a rumour that you're somewhere near a... No, don't matter about that.
Yeah, don't be mentioning that, mate, because you lost me 7 last time.
Yeah. That was Net Reality while he was laid in bed playing his games.
Well, we think it were your 7 fake accounts, mate. That's what we think it was.
That's what it was, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Sheboygan 1, Sheboygan 2.
I've got one as Net Reality. I've got Cloud Chucker, that's one of mine. Hey Up Me Duck, that's another one of mine.
Yeah, Mr. Anderson.
Above the Clouds, yeah, Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
So let's have a nip down this chat. Now, welcome to the 510 Connection takeover, which is Mick's Fireplace chat, which is a little bit Dutch because it should be Fireside chat. It's a bit warm for it as well. Anyway, good evening, Mick's Reviews. Good evening, Hooked on Funk, somewhere in the ether. Good evening, Above the Clouds. Good evening, Graham, that's spelt correctly. Good evening, Hey Up Me Duck. I'm talking to myself here. Obviously, good evening, Net Reality, and please you made it out of bed today. Good evening, Mr. Anderson, and welcome to the show. if you're not following Mr. Anderson on Instagram, no, we're not doing that because he's not making out at the minute anyway. So, good evening, Cloud Chucker. Good evening, Blazing Vapes, with your marvellous beard, apparently, which is stuck on. You got it from the pound shop.
It is.
But I didn't say that. You were who said it. Yep. And hey up, BennyVapes.
Hey up.
Hey up.
Hey up.
So what pods are you vaping on tonight then?
I am vaping on this rather extreme large pod.
That's a
from
fair pod.
Otter.
Yeah. It'd be better in rainbow.
Oh, I like it in this sexy black. It'd be nice if it had red there, though. The red writing would be quite nice.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
And
put
inside
that
I've
the next
got
meeting.
I am, yeah. Next time I see him, next time I go into that meeting and we sit down around the table just to discuss what we're going to be doing, I'll say, put a bit of red on it. Yeah. Inside that, I've got punks, which is guava, passion fruit, and pineapple.
Is that a?
It's a butt plug.
No, it's a bullet. Is it Riot Squad? Isn't it? Right.
It is. Yes, it is.
Is it Nick Salts?
No, it's Freebase. This one because it's 50 mil. Yeah, but you can get them in. You can get them in little bottles. You can get them in little bottles. They're quite nice. Yeah, the Nick Salts are quite nice because they're hybrid out. They're like something like 60-40 PG. What is it? Nick Salt and what is it? Something like that.
I tried it. The only one I didn't like was the custard one. I tried that on mouth along. I didn't rate that at all. But it's
all right.
Each to their own, isn't it? Always.
I think they're more of a fruits. I do think they're more of a fruits company, Riot Squad. Aitman Duck says, "Yeah, Benny, fill the writing with Tipex, then red by job done." Yeah, I could
there
do.
There you go. You could start a new thing. Just post it on the internet, and they'll steal your idea.
Yeah.
A bit like it's all right.
A bit like Coily Tool, isn't
it? Yeah. Well, a bit like if you put an Aegis skin on, and the company that owns the company then pinches your photos and puts them on their site.
Yeah, that's what they've done.
Yeah, I'll get them to show you later.
Yeah, that's all right. It's right, isn't
it? Somebody's actually put underneath it. By the way, these are made by Jay at Custom Aegis Skins.
So I'm on that, and I've also got the Z80 with the Zenith 2, and inside that I've got some Nasty Salts. What's this one? Sicko Blue.
Oh yeah, is that like an all dayer?
No, it's an all right for the mouth, for a Nick Salt mouth alone. I wouldn't say Nasty Juice is my all day favorite. This one's not too bad, but I can't read what it says.
No, I'm the same. Sometimes you have to offer it up to the camera before you can actually read what it says.
Yeah, so
you can see it better on the screen, can't you?
I ain't got my glasses on and I can't see jack all, so I don't know what it is.
I'm getting ready for my next eye test, so I even have to, struggle. Good evening, Arnie. Hope you're well.
Arnie?
So it must be my turn, is it?
Yes, it is. Well, there's only two of us, so it can only be
Fire Monday.
You.
Side Fire Monday. So I'm not on a pod because I don't really do pods, but anyway. So we've got the
pig,
the purge, slam piece, and
nice.
In that I've got my own concoction, which is this was Stuart with the Spanner's idea. Citrus lime, which is citrus soda with a lime that tastes just like a piece of lime that you'd put in a drink, and then I put some champagne in it, and it gives it a fizzy lemonade flavour. It's absolutely bloody lovely.
Very nice. Champagne does give you that fizz.
Yeah. And I've also got the Slam Piece's Big Brother out tonight.
Very
which
nice.
Is the stack piece. And I put some new coils, my own coils, in there today, because I didn't have any. I didn't have any series ones. So I thought, what am I going to do now? I was going to use that tonight, and I found I've got some Clapton wire in the thing, so I've just made some up.
Wrapped them up myself.
Yeah, wrapped them up myself.
Look all right to them, yeah.
And I wanted it at a 0.25, and believe it or not, it's exactly at a 0.25 after I put the cotton in it.
Bingo.
I didn't really, it wasn't, on purpose, I don't think, you know what I mean? I didn't think, I know exactly how many wraps to put in.
Mick, but, you're an expert. You don't tell people that.
Yeah, top reviewer and builder.
Yeah, you meant to do it. That's what you tell people. You knew it was going to come out at 0.25 bang on the billy.
Well, I got it sort of worked out that I might be somewhere near, and I But I thought, well, if it's too high, I'll just take them out and take another wrap off that. But 4 wraps is getting a bit small because there's only 5 in there now, but they are 4 mil. But there's kicks like a steam train.
Doot, doot.
It's a really warm vape, I'll tell you. It's nice.
I bet it is,
0.25 exactly. There's a couple of 21-700s in there as well. And for some reason today, I didn't need to put I've re-wrapped them. I think when the 30Ts come sometimes, there's a bit more wrap on the bottom or on the top or whatever, and they won't connect. So you have to put a little disc. I actually bought it from Washington Vapes. After, I think it was Rajan Sagoo that told me where to get it from. And that's all you need to put in between them. And it, obviously it adapts, but it also makes it longer. So you end up with more thread showing at the bottom.
Ah, right, I see.
So it spoils the image of it. I actually bought this from Fast Eddie's in Orlando. I went and bought it out their shop.
It's very shiny. You've been polishing your...
I've been polishing today because I actually got it out last night. I actually hung it out last night and showed a few people on the late night vape show. And I thought, well, I've never really used it. I'll be honest. It was one of them things where I thought, I wish I'd bought a slim piece or something like that because I'd probably used it more. But I think I've got used to series. It was the first series I ever bought.
Right.
It was a bit potent. That was the one I did that, put a ground wire building and went pop and set fire to it. And then I went back to Fast Eddie's and I'd got some sort of bug while I was over there, like a chest bug. So I put some 0.25 coils in and they were far too strong for me. So it got neglected. Then John made some and I had a little go with it then. And then when I thought I'll give him a scrape up, and it had been stood that long with the cotton, and it actually deteriorated the coils. So they were hot spotting and flashing, and also I thought, we don't really need them.
No.
Mick's been polishing his stack. Euphemism. I don't know. Yeah, I've been polishing my stack. So I'm quite proud if you had a stack like that. Lewis Fishing, good evening. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to the 510 Connection because we are going to be on this particular one. I'm going to turn up once a month, and an alternate 2 weeks. There's going to be a sort of a full show on it. I just thought we'd do it to keep the channel going, while obviously you people are doing your radio thing.
Yeah, no, it's
so you're on later tonight, and
I am on later tonight on the 80s.
Yeah, doing the 80s.
The Monday's 80s show.
So if you want to look on that, it's mixcloud.com/510 radio. Obviously,
the 510. I think it's the 510 in it.
Is it the thing there? I can't see it. But if you want to click on there and have a look at Mr. BennyVapes later, and make sure you listen to Cuddler's Corner.
Yeah, Cuddler's Corner around about 12 o'clock, the witching hour.
Yeah, well, that's usually when you've had 5 or 6 special brews, and you've sort of your estimations have gone down, and you've gone from she's absolutely lovely, she went home with your mate 2 hours ago, and you're going to get the one that's just left.
Yes. It's
the
one 10 to 2 or what we used to call them.
Yeah, the one that when you walked in there, you weren't sure whether it was a man or a woman. At this point, you've had 6 special brews, so you're not really that bothered.
Yeah, it didn't make a difference. Yeah, you're not bothered about doing a crocodile Dundee.
You could use the, you can both use the same razor in the morning, that type of thing. It's always. That's one thing that in modern times it doesn't really matter that much. Nobody's going to judge you for it.
No, just lay back and think of England.
I forgot to tell you what was in that VPR, which is Dark Stars Citrus Jelly Burst. And the reason I'm using that in there is because I wanted to know if that tasted something like that, and it does. So now I know Dark Star how Dark Star make their citrus jelly lemonade.
Yeah,
it's
they're very big in Germany. That a lot of Germans use VPR. A lot of Germans are quite big in. Yeah, when you look on Instagram, a lot of German Instagrammers have VPR stuff.
All right. I don't know. Yeah. Isn't that one of Dark Star's things?
Yeah. VPR. Yeah. It's their brand. Yeah.
Obviously, they ship over to Germany then, do they?
Must be. I just see a lot of Instagrammers from Germany have VPR.
Yeah, the vape scene in Germany was massive for a while. I've never actually been to Germany, but there were a lot of people doing a lot of amazing things with vapes, weren't they? Stacks and massive tanks on top. And I don't know if it's still the same. I honestly don't know.
Yeah. As far as I know, but there's like everybody else in Europe at the moment with TPD2 coming in and that. Well, they're on about stopping things, getting rid of stuff, and just like everything in it.
We live in a bit of a utopia at the minute, don't we? It's the place where people used to come to get a job here. Now they come to vape, don't they? Really?
Yeah.
So why are you showing up at our border? You haven't got any family here. You're going to stay 2 weeks. Why have you decided to come here for an holiday? Well, I just wanted to vape some flavors.
yeah. I just want to get my favourite juice.
Yeah, all I want is 50 mil, and I'll go straight back home.
yeah. You can get duty free on the way out.
They moved all the ciggies and chucked them all away. They're all in the box at the back, and now it's like, get 50 mil of this, you'll love it.
Yeah. Your internet's playing up like mad tonight, Mick.
Is it really? Well, I'm on a different thing now, so I don't know what.
Yeah, it's just done.
It's working for me. Well, there's no I could do. I'm on cellular now.
Yeah, it sounded like Norman Collier.
Whether it's something with the computer, I've reset the computer.
We've got a buzz now.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Michael? What are you doing? Yeah, you had a buzz
just moved the phone.
Yeah.
I put the router too near the computer.
Yeah. So now we've got not a Bruce Cruise.
Yeah, not a booze cruise. It's a juice cruise.
Yeah.
Imagine turning up in Hull on the ferry, going to the first vape shop, and then getting back on.
Yeah, just with a suitcase full.
Imagine they would think, "Oh, you're not having that. Why is that? Tastes nice. You're not having it. Get it in the bin." You need tobacco flavour. You're trying to stop smoking. You need this tobacco flavour.
Yeah. Or you can have a menthol if it's got tobacco in it.
Yeah, tobacco menthol. Yeah. I mean, I'm quite keen on the tobacco, but to be really honest, when you've been vaping on one for a day, the next thing you want is something that tastes different to a tobacco.
Do you might like this, Mick, from Chefs? That RY Hall?
Probably. A bit of custard in it, be nice.
Yeah, it's quite nice, is that one? I've got that in the. Forgot to show that. I've got that in the solo. How about solo? On the solo, which I still can't get the screw out.
Still not?
No, I've got to get some bigger torques.
Yeah.
Get some bigger.
Did Mick's router blow up yet? No. I think it maybe will do shortly, though. I think we maybe ought to be ordering one a bit sharpish because it's not going too well. I ought to get one from a proper computer shop. I'm presuming you're allowed to do that here and then just put your stuff in it.
As far as I know, I don't know. I've always got my from like the company I got the Wi-Fi from. Do you know what I mean?
These last a year. That's all they last.
Right. What company are you with?
One Bill Telecom, which is a business one. It's a
business. Right. So you're not with like EE or like that. No. So they don't supply you with a router.
They do, yeah.
So just get in touch with them and tell you need a new one then.
Yeah, well then they'll try and charge you for it. And then you say, I'm not paying for it. It's still under warranty. And then they'll say, we'll send somebody out. And a week later, you're still bugging about. So what I thought was, bite the bullet, just go and buy one. And it'll be better than what they're going to give you anyway. But the only thing is we're on fibre, so I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to. I can't tell you because I've not. No. I'm assuming as long as it's compatible with fibre. I don't know. You might be able to get one of these. Got second hand, get a BT box. I don't know because it's still on BT and it's still using BT.
Yeah, it is.
You just have to change the Wi-Fi thing. I don't know. I'm not.
The first one lasted for ages. Right. It's just a right pain. We had it at the same time last year, and in the end, it's like, the bloke's coming out on Friday, so he turned up on the Friday. This was before COVID, so I probably had this one a bit longer. And then it went back. I said, have you sent the router out? They went, well, they said there was something wrong with something else. I said, no, there isn't. Just send a router or just cancel the contract. Anyway, we'll send a router out. You send yours back, but if it ain't faulty, we're going to charge you. It drives you bloody mad. But I'll be on to them tomorrow and say, look, we need to sort something out because we don't need this. Regardless of whether I've got to pay for it or not.
Yeah, when I go on to EE, they just send me if I say I've got a problem, it comes out, they'll put a different box in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
We don't get that sort of treatment.
Right. Unless it's somewhere. Usually it says if it's inside your house, because they do that run test, don't they, on the telephone line? Yeah. The BT, and they say, they've got a problem. Then BT engineer comes out, and then if it's not that, they'll send their engineer out. Because I got one from he was an EE, but he worked for O2. I don't know how that works.
Well, it's the way they are, isn't it? They've got. It's like with BT. They said they took all the telephone boxes out because you'd be surprised how little money they actually make from telephone calls. They don't make anything from telephone calls, telephone boxes or anything. They just cost them money. Scuba's here to break the internet. He usually wrecks everything.
Yeah.
Look what I did last night. Turn it off back on again. I thought, oh, that's cured that. But obviously tonight it wants to play up again. Yeah. And I did notice it is slightly warm, so it might be that.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay for watching things on too.
Yeah.
I thought it was on its way out a few weeks ago. Anyway, 11 o'clock tonight, the Benny's radio show. What you wonder? DJ Chippy Tits? Or?
No, I just called myself Benny now. That was only for the first one. Not the first one. I get people in. It's just under Benny. Benny on the wheels of steel.
How are you finding it? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it, but it's just nerve-wracking because you've got a lot more to do. Because like when I'm doing this, like you'll know, you put OBS, you just stick it on, do your bumpers, and you just forget about it, don't you? Whereas doing the mixing, putting it on, getting the songs up and putting the songs up, and remembering that you need to bring this in and talk instead of sort of doing. It's not like doing a show.
No,
you're sort of talking to yourself into a microphone.
Yeah,
and
like doing a review.
It's like a review. You've got a set plan what you're doing, haven't you? You can't really. It's more just talking, normal thing, and it's putting little things in that you've got to talk, just general talking. So, but you're limited to. You're not limited, but you don't want to talk loads, but you don't want to talk little. Do you know what I mean? It's like getting that fine line between babbling and not babbling. So first one, it's just getting used to pressing buttons, which buttons I'm pressing, what I'm turning off, what I'm not turning off, and and keeping an eye on when it's getting up to where you need to put the other song on.
That looks pretty complicated to me. That.
Yeah. It's not. It's just really pressing buttons. Do you know what I mean? But you've got to concentrate. Like you have a little bit of chat going on here, but you can't really. Like here, I can sit here and just watch chat. Whereas that, I'm like just got to glance at chat, and then I've got to look at what I'm doing on here. So it's a bit. It's totally different from doing this. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I've got like 4 weeks of playlists already. So
are you ready?
Yeah.
I'll go to listen to you laid on my sunbed then.
Yeah. You will be after, yeah. With your what is it, tequila in your hand and
no, I'm a bit old for tequila. But my cocktails are Argus beer that you get from Lidl's for 33p a can. They're the best cocktails you can ever buy.
All right.
It's 6% beer. It's a can. It's only a can that big, same size as a Coke can. But so it works out about 80p a pint. And it's 6.6%. It's the tax, isn't it? The tax difference in.
So where are you going anyway? Where are you going?
I'm off to Spain, hopefully sometime in September. We'll see.
If you
I shouldn't mind doing 1 or 2 live streams on my other channel because that would be a bit like doing radio because I actually sit there and talk to myself.
Yeah. Well, you're on your phone, won't you? So you'd have to do it through StreamYard, wouldn't you?
No. Take a computer, microphone.
You take your laptop and microphone full setup with your camera, sat around pool like that. What the fuck's he doing?
No, I probably wouldn't want it. I won't want anybody to see me laid around a pool, to be honest. I think, bloody hell, the whales have landed. I didn't know you could get a whale up a mountain. It'd be, oh Lord, UK 80s. Lol. That's Scuba's,
He'll love it. He'll love a bit of 80s. He does. I've seen him dancing.
I think you ought to bar him from it anyway, probably break it.
Yeah,
it's pretty cheap, Graham. It's 33p a can. When I first went, they had some special ales on, and they were quite expensive. They were like 4 for a tenner or something like that. They were quite expensive. Came in a can with some coasters and all that. I've got the coasters still downstairs. They're right smart. I'm thinking, I'm on holiday, I'll just keep. And then I thought, I'm just going to take a couple of cans of that cheaper stuff up there. And before I found out it was 33 cents a can, so I took about 4, put them in the fridge. Of course, they're not very big. They were cool in an hour.
Yeah.
Well, it was just as good as this stuff I've been paying a tenner for 3 pints for. So that was it. Then I'm going to take slabs up this time.
Yeah, you're going to just ring up before you go. Can you just deliver us a crate of that, please? Put me a pallet.
I've been telling everybody about it for ages, and I bet I'll get there and they'll stop doing it.
Yeah.
We also did another one at about 7.5%.
All right,
and but it was a fairly renowned beer apparently in Europe. When you tipped it out of the bottle, it looked red.
All right.
And the head looked a bit fake. It was nearly an IPA, but it wasn't. It was weird.
Right.
And then they changed the recipe, and it was bloody awful.
Right.
It tasted like silage smells, if you know what I mean.
All right, yeah.
It was, it was like warm grass. It was bloody awful. So I stopped drinking that.
Right.
But that used to blow your socks off at 7.5%. That was only
I bet it is 7.5. Fucking hell. I bet my back after 2.
I'm a fan of the strong ale. I used to be a heavy spirits drinker, and not anymore. But,
right.
I still like a buzz. I'm still looking for a bit of a buzz.
Yeah.
I can drink 4% lager for 3 or 4 hours and think.
Did you ever have Skull 1080?
I've not tried that.
Oh man, I don't think they still do it. It came out like tar.
Did it?
When you poured it out into the glass, it was black. Yeah. But it was supposed to be a lager. But it was like, I don't know what our percentage was, but it was like that were sort of mid-90s. Oh man, it was fucking awful. I had 2 cans of that. I couldn't walk.
No, I think special brew used to be up to over 10, didn't it? Or somewhere near 10, and now they've knocked it down with the strong beer tax.
Yeah.
Was it delirium, that beer? It was when you'd had 3 or 4. No, I can't remember what they call it, to be honest. I wish I could. But I actually found that in Lidl's in Tenerife.
All right, yeah.
Because I was, I'll look round, I have a sniff round, see if I can find something with a bit of a kick, just as a start, if you know what I mean. And I found that. And when I got it home, I thought, this is a bit weird. Anyway, when I got home here, I actually thought, well, that's a nice beer, that. I'll see if it's available in Lidl's here. But it turned out to be a fairly respected beer. And it was 12 bottles were 40 quid delivered.
Fucking hell.
So, whether it was the place it got to come from, I don't know. But
yeah.
You want a tactical nuclear penguin. It's a 42% stout. Drink by the shot only.
I just have a smell
Even
of it,
Jay
please.
couldn't drink that.
Can you just give me a whiff under my nose?
Jay got me onto the chocolate stouts. We were all taking the pee out of him, like saying, "Oh, you've got to get it in the fridge, Jay." No, he says you don't put stouts in the fridge. So I put a can in the fridge. Well, it was like drinking water. There was just no point. I thought, ugh. So I took the other 3 of the 4 out of the fridge and left them just on the worktop. And then as soon as you start to drink them, you know the difference then. You can taste all the different flavours. They're quite sticky because it's a chocolate stout. And you only want 1 or 2 because they're really heavy. It's like it's more of dinner than drink.
One stout like they used to give pregnant women with the Guinness and that for the iron. Is that what they do?
Well, yeah. Well, Guinness is a stout, isn't it?
Yeah, because that's what is it. Mackey's, Mackey's they used to have. My granddad used to drink that when I was a kid. Mackesons, that's it. Mackesons, yeah. I'm not a big. I don't like that coffee sort of taste to it. It always reminds me of coffee. No, I don't know why.
Well, they're a coffee stout. That's why.
That's probably why I don't like them. Then, because I don't like coffee.
Yeah, they're nice. Oh yeah. Oh well, you mean
no.
Now, this was a coffee and chocolate, I think it was, but there was only 4 cans available because it was the last 4 they did in the shop. My wife obviously works there. And they knocked them down for staff. All right. So she brought them home for £1 a can, and I think there was something in that 4 quid a can.
That's all right, isn't it? Huh?
Yeah. So they were nice. Yeah. But when you start looking to buy them, it's a bit like trying to buy rebuildables in a vape shop. Unless it's an ale shop, you don't normally find that sort of levels of stout.
Morrison's do quite a big selection of artisan sort of beers, don't they? I was going to say that's where they do sort of the artisan ones.
Obviously, this one didn't sell very well because they've sort of knocked it out.
Yeah.
Here we look at that. The one's called Tactical Nuclear Penguin and the other called Sink My Bismarck. One's low 40s, one's high 40s.
Okay, now.
They're by Brewdog and both are lethal.
There's a Brewdog round by me. There's a pub, Brewdog pub. Yeah, in Leeds,
Is it premium price if you get it in draft?
It's not out of you'd think being Brewdog, you would have thought they'd be banging the town centre.
Yeah.
With the rest of the hip pubs and all that. But it's not, it's out of the town centre. So it's still counted as town centre, but it's like on the edge of the town centre. So it's nowhere near where I'd go drinking. Do you know what I mean? Because there's nothing else round it. To say, oh, you're going out now, it's quite a way off. So only if you want to go to a Brewdog pub, would you go to Brewdog? Do you know what I mean? Because there's fuck all else there. You've got to walk another 20 minutes to get to another decent pub. I don't know why they put it there, to be honest with you.
Well, it'll be to do with rates. They'd be half price, probably.
Well, I can and I can't see why they put it there because they've just built a one of them cheap what did fucking Trump own? Is it the hotel chain that he has?
Trump Towers, wasn't it? I don't know.
No, he owns an hotel chain. Is it Hamilton or something like that? Yeah.
All right.
They've just brought Hilton. That's it, Hilton. Yeah, they've just built a Hilton cheap version just down the road, literally down the road from it. So I'm thinking that they probably foresaw that they was going to be building this. It's been up about 2 years and they're just sort of finishing off building it now.
What area is it then? Is it?
It's LS1. It's just called. No, it's nowhere near that. It's near Grand Theatre, which is the other top end. So your train station is down the bottom end of town by City Square, and this is right over the other end of town. So it's literally nowhere near to the train station. Like I say, you've got to walk. It's probably about a 20-25 minute walk from there to Brewdog. Right. You know, so it's nowhere near where you'd expect everything to be.
No, I've only actually been to Leeds City Centre once in the daytime and once in the evening. Both times there was a pick up. But on the one when I went to pick up, I knew the guy who was fetching. I went and had a coffee while I was waiting. And that was it's a really nice place, isn't it? That, you know, LS1 is a beautiful area.
Yeah.
But he lived in Concordia Keys. I went to pick his daughter up. She'd been out for a meal with him, or some staff members that had been out for a meal with him. And he lived in Concordia Keys for a time, but he's moved since he got married again and moved somewhere else. But Howard Marks lived somewhere around there, didn't he, as well? Howard Marks, he was the guy what did wrote the book that everybody read as a student or a younger person. He was the biggest cannabis smuggler ever. Howard Marks. Right. If you're a book reader, it's well worth a read. I can't remember what the name of the book is. Somebody will know in chat if they've ever been a student. It's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. In the end, they wanted to move him over to America so they could lock him up for the rest of his life. Sadly, he's died of cancer. But what a guy! Honestly, what a guy! Not a massive criminal, just a big stoner.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He was doing first class flights and bringing loads of stuff in and moving it about, and he got all sorts of things organised. But I watched an interview with him, and there he was. Sure enough, he was stood next to that canal in Concordia Keys. So I'm presuming that's where he lived. That's probably where you would live, isn't it, if you got a few bob?
Yeah, probably so. Yeah.
Recently, in the last couple of years, he died of cancer.
Right.
He was on something as well, on some show, on quite a regular basis, because obviously, he wasn't a famous person as such, but everybody knew who he was.
Yeah,
which is a different thing, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, he was the one. If you walked into a pub and there was a load of people off Love Island at one side and him at the other, I'd have gone and sat talking to him.
Yeah. I'd have gone to Love Island, so you'd been all right.
Not talking to the blokes.
You never know, Mick.
Anyway, don't forget to subscribe to the 510 Radio at mixcloud.com, the 510.
And if you want to put your... it's the 510.
Yeah.
If you want to email your requests, you can email your requests to the510live@gmail.com. If you have any requests that you would like on later shows, 3 shows. There's mine, which is the 80s show. You also have Steve Blazin has the Rock Show, Rock On. And you also have the Wednesday show with Mr. Hooked on Funk, which is just general everything that he can play.
Yeah. Absolutely anything, really, to be honest.
You do, you get some strange Brazilian music sometimes and barbecue music that I've never heard of, and but yeah.
I think if I did a show, I mean, like as I've got older, like when I was younger, it was like Motorhead and stuff like that, but I didn't really like them, to be honest. I just bought them because I thought everybody would think I'm cool if I bought that. Was it St. Felon? I can't remember the name of the album now, but it was quite a famous album by Motorhead, and I bought it and I put it on and I thought, God, this is awful, but I kept playing it and I'm playing it because I'm really loud because I'm thinking everybody thinks I'm amazing because I bought this, and in the end I thought, that's a really good album, that.
yeah, which you've listened to a few times.
Yeah. And like Stairway to Heaven, Zeppelin 4, that's my favourite album of theirs, because my brother had it. And I could, and I like all of it as well. I don't just like Stairway to Heaven because that's the obvious one that everybody buys it for. But I like that. But as I've got older, my music tastes have completely changed. I mean, now I'll sit and listen to Pink Floyd all day.
Yeah, we played that last week for you, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Chair's a request.
Yeah, Shine on you, crazy diamond. I said, play it for yourself.
9 minutes they were fucking there.
Content. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant song. I do. And recently, I've, as a bit of a Pink Floyd fan, you always thought that, I can't like Roger Waters because he fell out with him. I've got to be on team Pink Floyd. Roger Waters, oh dear, left him. What a terrible man. And then I found out the lockdown sessions on YouTube with Roger Waters and the band that he did the Wall concerts with from probably 2014 onwards. And what an amazing singer, honestly. What an amazing man. Just him in the studio, and obviously they'd done it through internet calls. And they're performing these things, and I've looked through the things because obviously I've got an interest in microphones. That's that's all I've looked at is microphones for the last month on the bloody internet. And I can't remember the name of the microphone he's using on this thing, and somebody identified it, and he says they're $4,500 now. Wow. So, because when I was looking at this one, everybody reviewed it as a perfect entry-level microphone. And you're thinking, well, it's over £100. How can it be entry-level? Well, it is entry-level if the other ones are $4,500.
Yeah, if it's all $4,500, yeah, definitely entry-level if it's $4,500.
Something like a 9 million or something, they call it. The 9 million something XU. XU means that it's USB, believe it or not. And that's what he was using to perform this particular song. And he sat 6 foot away from it, and it sounded like he was sat next to it. It was amazing, absolutely amazing.
But that's what you pay for, isn't it? You obviously pay. The more you pay, the better you get, innit? Do you know what I mean? It's like anything in life, innit?
I mean, I like the Howard Stern sound. When Howard Stern on Sirius Radio, when he's interviewing somebody on there, what an amazing voice he's got. But a lot of it is the mixer and the microphone.
Yeah, you can do it down. You can, bit of bass on it and things like that. I ain't got round to doing all like that yet. You just get what I'm talking about. You get me a high-pitched voice going, ow! Sound like Bogan on his first review.
He did one on battery safety. That's just classic. And he's left it up, bless him. But it's got no end of buzzing in the background. He's got the cheapest microphone ever, and he sounds like an 8-year-old.
Get out, you fucking dickheads!
Yeah. Watch out for your batteries, mate. The bloody blow up. It was unpleasant. It was unpleasant to listen to, but he's left it up, bless him.
You've got to know where you started from, haven't you? There's no point taking them off and getting rid of them, is there?
Well, I was looking through, we've only been going a year, and I was looking through some of the early ones of ours, and it's like, everyone started with, is it working? Are we on yet?
Yeah. I watched my first review back. My first review back, I'm like, I'm BennyVapes, and this is, and I'm like, wow.
I was listening to Aidan Littlebrow, and he said, oh, this is my first one. He said, every 2 seconds, I'm going, please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Like some sort of lewd, like. But when I don't even put that in anything right now, I just, like at the end of the videos, I just put thanks for watching and stuff like that. If they want to subscribe, they do, don't they?
Yeah, I've just got that little exit thing that says like, subscribe, hit the notification or whatever. That's the main thing to do, is people hitting notification, because then they know what's coming up in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And that's one thing, I suppose, with this new YouTube thing, that you have to be subscribed to listen, which obviously makes it that it's just for subscribers, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a lot better. You know what I mean, doing it that way. I do think it was a bit confusing when I first put my live up on Sunday, because it goes back once you've done it to where you were originally done it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and I'm like, why have you put this on when it took me back to where I usually fill it out, and I've still got to fill it out? Do you know what I mean? And I didn't really get that bit.
No, but it's a good system, because it means that everybody's subscribed, and you putting a show on, I suppose, to be subscribed, they might want to watch another one.
Yeah.
It's a fair thing. You don't charge, do you?
No, not at all. On the 510 radio, we're going to do shout outs for £50, £1.50. A little bit of advertising space.
How do you, a little bit of advertising space. How, what sort of price can you put on Cuddler's Corner?
Well, that's it. There's no price on that Cuddler's Corner, mate. No price. So if you want to shout out on Cuddler's Corner, if there's something that you do actually floats your boat, do you know what I mean? A little smooch dance at the end of the night, put it through the 510 live at gmail.com, and it could be played on yours. It only costs you £1.50.
It could be the song that you met your partner to. So has anybody in chat still with the ugly person they picked up at 10 to 2 on a Saturday night?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh dear. It used to be that. You always used to be 10 to 2 because you like to say you're 10 to 2, your slow someone comes on and you're pissed as a fart. Could be anything. Grab a granny night on a Wednesday night. Do you know what the thing is, right? Did you have grab a granny night when you used to go out, mate?
I never went out. I was married. I was 18th birthday when I got married.
Well, they used to have grab a granny night, which were Wednesday night in Leeds. But when you look back at it now, there were only about 40.
Oh, yeah. I do grab a granny, but, she grabs a granddad, if you know what I
mean. Yeah. We don't know when we're going to bingo games. Well, in fact, we have got a bingo game. So across the network, if you ring up the telephone number, pick a number, it'll cost you £1.50 a minute. All calls are charged even when it ends. So it's £1.50 a minute. You could win or you could not, but you've got to be in it to win it.
Yeah, the phone call when when you're drunk and you do it, the phone call will probably cost you £25, and if you're lucky, you can win 8.
Yeah, that's it. It always gets me that when I hear national radio when they go, "Oh, you can win 30 grand all across his network," and then you look how many networks they've got. Yeah. They've got like 100 networks, and it's 50p to do a text plus your standard charge. And I'm thinking, if everybody sends a text in that's listening to radio, they've probably done the 30 grand in first week.
Yeah, first, I think it was the first 3 or 4 seasons of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire financed themselves.
Yeah.
They never had to put a penny in. So basically, at the very least, it was free telly.
Yeah.
And then I remember him saying, "Oh, well, this is the point where we've actually got to start putting some money in." But they actually made money. Please do not ask me questions that will get me in trouble, Mick. BennyVapes, please hold while I play some crappy elevator music. They call it Muzak, don't they? I actually went to my mate's house and ended up married to his sister.
All right.
and we're still friends. So that wasn't too bad. And we've been now married this year 37 years.
Congratulations.
No.
If you've gone to prison, you've been out by now.
Well, I ain't seen her for 25.
Yeah.
She left me.
She's on the patio.
No. I was thinking it'd probably be the other way around. Some of my antics over the years with drinking and stuff like that. Christ. I come in one night and that drunk fell over and broke the Christmas tree in half. I actually woke up the next morning and I thought,
oops.
I don't know. And I said, "I'm sorry." She went, "Wait, don't matter." I said, "Well, I'm sorry." She went, "Well, I've taken it down today anyway." And she said, "I wasn't bothered." All right. She said, "I'm just pleased that you didn't break that table it was sat on." It was plate glass table it was stood on. I fell back like that and sat on it and never broke the table.
Wow.
I'd have killed myself on the glass.
Yeah.
I'd have ended up in hospital.
Yeah.
The next time I come back really drunk, she stayed me up the stairs. She said, "What's up?" She says, "You're not going anywhere near that front room."
Yeah.
Off you go.
Get yourself off.
That Rita, Sue and Bob too. Get up them stairs.
Get up them stairs. Yeah, we're not about that one. I think I'm fucking brilliant. Oh, classics.
But anyway, thankfully I've grown up now. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I've done really well. Yeah, 37 years, Graham. Oh, I'm sure it's cheap, but anyway. Thanks for subscribing.
Yeah.
So what's are you gonna tell him what your first song is tonight? You're gonna make him wait.
Well, it's a disco. It's a dancehall classic. You might remember it when you were at school disco. Yeah. I'm not going to tell you so. Right. No, you got to tune in. You've got to tune in. It is just general this week. We have got some other bits coming up. Yeah, tune into it. We have got some. We've got a rap one coming up at some point. No, I've got rap coming up. I've got rap coming up at some point. I've got One Hit Wonders coming up at one point. So yeah, you have to listen, tune in, and see what we've got.
I've actually had a look at the playlist, but I've got to pretend I haven't.
Yeah, that's showbiz, mate. Yeah, that's showbiz. That's showbiz. Jazz hands, showbiz.
All the money we're making out of this showbiz is just amazing, isn't it?
Oh man, yeah.
It's the thing is though, this is like the way I'd do it. This is like if I played golf, I'd be buying a new set of bats every week, wouldn't I? So, or another bat or another pair of check trousers or them short things that they wear with your socks up and
a little cap.
Little cap, yeah, I'd have one of them. All that sort of thing. So I might as well just keep buying routers and computers and microphones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It covers hours and hours and hours of your week, doesn't it? That you would probably be sat there thinking, "Oh, we should have something to do."
Yeah, and now you're thinking, fucking hell, I've got no other time to do it.
No time to do it. No, that's it.
Takes over your life.
Yeah, I didn't realise when I packed up smoking, I was going to tell everybody about the next thing that I did.
Yeah.
Buy a packet of Marlboros and do a show about it, did you?
No. Yeah.
Although I have found that I do like these. This is one of those things where you wish they were £1 each, because you'd never bother buying anything else, would you?
Yeah.
Job done. It's like having a cig.
Yeah, you can see why there's a place for them, isn't there? There's a place for them.
Mm.
And I see a lot more people. I do see a lot more people driving around and things like that with the disposables now, especially the IVG ones, because you can tell them they look like flipping highlighter pens.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So if you drive past someone who's got a fluorescent green one, then you know it's probably an IVG one.
Mm-hmm. This is a cool banana. I wish I didn't put cool in everything. For some reason, why?
Because it's Malaysian, isn't it?
But the banana's amazing.
Yeah, it's Malaysian.
Smell the banana, it's lovely.
They love a bit of banana, the Malaysians.
But why did they have to put mint in it?
Yeah, a bit of cool in it. Yeah, WS23.
When you're having your tea, do you think, I'm going to have a banana and I'll put some polos on it?
Yeah.
No, well, you think I'll put some cream on it, don't you? You don't think I'll put some,
Yeah, exactly.
Let's cover it up with toothpaste or something like that.
That's it.
Graham's been off the cigarettes for 7 years next month. That's a fair old thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to Mr. Hooked on Funk earlier, and he was sat in his apartment with the doors open because obviously it's warm. Somebody lit a ciggy up the street and went, God, they stink. So they are. He's one, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. I hate that when you go to a pub and that, and someone's been outside for a fag and they come back in there, you have that smell on them, and you think, oh, that smells disgusting. Yep. That smells.
When they come and talk to you and light a fag up, I got it in the cab. There'll be somebody what gets out for a fag out of their cab, and they think, oh, I'll go talk to Mick. You're sat down here like, fuck off with that.
Yeah.
If I wanted to have one of them, I'd go buy a packet. If I wanted to smell that bad.
Yeah, you can always smell them, can't you? Just going out and you think, oh, God.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know about you, but I was a smoker before I ever had a cigarette, a lot of years before, because I was always going to. I was just waiting to get to have one. It was because of advertising and stuff like that. They were good at what they did. If you wanted to be cool, you listened to Motorhead, even though you didn't like it, and smoked a Marlboro while you were doing it.
Yeah.
And that's the way they did it.
Yeah.
But
well, it's all. I used to like cigars, so you always remember Hamlet. Do you know what I mean? He was air flops over when he's dropped down on getting his picture taken. Do you know what I mean? Or Russ Abbott. Russ Abbott did them, didn't he? For a while. Russ Abbott did the Hamlet cigar ones.
The other guy was Gregor Fisher, wasn't he? He's a Scottish comedian.
Yeah. Well, he was Rabsy Nesbitt, wasn't he?
Yeah, Gregor Fisher's real name.
Yeah.
And he was very, very good at it. I mean, I watched that A Billion Lives, was it? The first one that came out. Yeah. And that was brilliant. Have you ever watched that?
No, I haven't watched that yet.
It's actually free on YouTube now.
Oh, is it?
The first one, it's A Billion Lives, the first one, and then the second one's You Don't Know Nicotine, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you've still got to pay to watch that, but if you watch that, there's an advertising guy on there, and he said he was the face of whatever company.
Marlboro Man, wasn't he?
He was, I think it was Chesterfield or something like that. I can't remember which one he was.
Right.
And he said he was the face of that, and he said they set him in place. He was jumping out of helicopters and running up hills and stuff like that.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he said he never paid for a cigarette the only time he was working, and he made $300,000 a year for working 21 days. And he said he got their branding from something like 5th in the country to 2nd, just for these adverts. So that's what they did, didn't they? I mean, when they said, "Oh, you're not allowed to advertise it," they used to put pieces of silk in a pair of scissors, didn't they? Silk cut.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, it was famous.
Yeah. Well, it's same as
all over cars and stuff.
Sports were sponsored, wasn't it? Like rugby league. What is it? They had John Player Special and thing like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
Silk Cup, Challenge Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Challenge
changed
Cup.
the name, didn't they? Of changed the name of a car racing Formula One team to JPS, John Player Special. Yeah. So the commentators had to say the John Player Special car, and they used to say it 100 times a show. Free advertising.
Yeah, no, it's right. Like I say, rugby league were Silk Cup, Challenge Cup. Always with Silk Cup. That were for years with that.
Anyway, it's time I threw
you
out.
It's gonna. Yes, it is.
You're gonna have to get ready.
I've got about 7 minutes to get ready now, so I've got to prepare myself to limber up.
This is the 510 Radio.
510 Radio.
I did that without moving my hands.
You did. So thank you very much. I will see you in a little while. Come over and join me on the 510 radio. Live in
if I can get
6
a connection.
Minutes. Yeah. Right. I will catch you all later. Benny. See you later, chat. Bye.
Right, he's gone now. We can talk about him. Do you want me to tell you the set list? I don't really know it, honestly. Right, we'll go through chat anyway. Thanks ever so much, everybody. It's been lovely, this. Right, chilled out sort of thing. We're going to do it once a month, and we're going to get a guest on. And we're going to sit there and talk to him. We might go through the DJs first. So if you are a DJ on the 510 radio, you might turn up in the next month's show. But we'll see. I work with lads who smoke in the van. I've made sure not to be bothered by it, as I was one of those that did it. Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah. I always wonder if you had never smoked. Obviously, I have smoked. I wonder if you'd never smoked, if you do have that problem. Whether it does actually go in your face. I remember being a kid, and we used to get in the back of our Ford Anglia and good to see my grandma. My mum and dad used to chain smoke all the way there and all the way back. I never even used to think of it. Oh, put the window down, it's getting a bit smoky. And you sat in the back with but, just makes you wonder. 3 houses down, and yeah, that's right, yeah. It does have stink. None of my neighbours smoke, believe it or not. Either side. I think there is, on this side, the son-in-law comes around sometime and he goes out for a cigarette. But I think if somebody rolls their own cigarettes, they don't smell as bad as what a tailor-made, as we call it, a proper branded cigarette smell. Thanks for saying that, Graham. So it's obviously, it's going to be a thing. So hopefully we'll do some good and chat to people. My neighbour's a chain smoker, can smell it now and again in my house. Sometimes you can get people that do a bit of 420, and if they do enough of it, apparently it comes through the walls, I've heard. I don't know anybody that smokes it, though. Anybody else who we've missed? Obviously, if you are watching this and you do want to comment in the chat, if you subscribe, it will let you, but you won't have time to comment tonight because we've only got 4 minutes, and then we've got to hand over to BennyVapes on his radio. I'm a road worker and a smoker who will smoke in the van with non-smokers. It's expected in my line of work, as there are lots of smokers. I used to drive a 25-ton dumper. Hello, Live Lounge. Good evening. I used to drive a 25-ton dumper for a living for a plant hire company for 10 years, and everybody smoked. And when we're talking, I packed up doing it in 96, so I started doing it in 86. So everybody did smoke, didn't they? And that's right, everybody just smoked. It's long, hard days, and, you've got to do something to keep you going. Net Reality is still here. I'll just show you my Claptons that I didn't actually make them, but I wound them up out of some wire that I got because I didn't have any. So these aren't proper coils, but I'll tell you what, they're not too bad. I was vaping Benny's favourite earlier, which is his least favourite, should I say, peanut butter and jam. I don't have fizzle. When I first bought this, I put the wrong building and set fire to the cotton, and I've got there's endless photos going around the internet of me using it and setting fire to the cotton. But then I got some 0.25 ohm. They were from Fast Eddie's in Orlando, so I'm not sure. They're probably aliens at the time, and it was far too strong for me to vape. But obviously now I've got them. The smell of 420 on my estate is so bad you can get high walking home. There's certain areas where I drop off from, but it always reminds me, especially if it's a cold day, you get out of the cab to do something and sniff up, and you can smell it. It reminds me of walking down the side of the canal in Amsterdam past the bulldog, the original bulldog, and smelling that, and that's when you thought you'd arrived. So that's it, everybody. Thanks ever so much for joining this first one. Hopefully we'll be able to carry on doing these. It's just going to be once a month, and then an alternate 2 weeks there'll be one probably with us all there. So it'll be worth watching that. So I'm going to do a build stream tomorrow night, unless the internet blows up and I can't do one, but I'm going to try. So hopefully you'll come over. If you've never seen me before, I think everybody in here has obviously seen who I am, but you can click on the link in the chat down the bottom, the Late Night Vape Show, and you'll be able to come over and have a look. So thanks everybody, and we'll be back in 2 weeks for that one, and obviously the usual shows. And don't make sure you go over and look at Benny, the 510 mixcloud.com, the 510 live. Thank you very much.